mentioning of lot of procedures, even minute ways it is explained. So keeping that knowledge, we have to utilize it. All those preparations that can be, means Rana Chikitsa is something important in Shalya Tantra, and we have to make use of that. Next is the sterilization techniques. Sterilization also, it is mentioned in the Samhitas like Dhupana, all those procedures are mentioned. So we have to do researches and make it more uh, applicable. So it is, should not be uh, left in the Samhita alone. It should be made into practice after proper research and all. So these are the steps to be taken to uplift the science. Okay. Next is the commentators. You know, these are the main important commentators: Brihat Panchika, Panchika, Tippani, Bhanumati, Nibandha Sangraha. These are the main commentaries, and then other commentators that is given in detail in the notes. You have to study about the names and important commentaries, and the text which we are using now is the Nibandha Sangraha. Hope you know about that. So this is about the introduction to Shalya Tantra. So we have seen what is the etymology and definition of Shalya, its types. Then we have seen the Shalya Avatarana, Shalya Tantra Avatarana. Then about why it was brought to earth, why Ayurveda as well as Shalya Tantra was brought to earth. Then the definition of Shalya Tantra, then about its decline, about its upliftment, all these things we have seen. Then it is the contemporaries of Sushruta as well as commentators of Sushruta Samhita that is important in case of this. So it can be asked as a whole or it can be asked as a sub question also. Means Shalya definition, everything can be asked as a separate question as well as it can be a part of a essay question also. So it is an important topic when it comes to the exam point. Hope it is clear. If any doubt is there, we can clarify at the end. Next is yantra. So first it is about the yantra definition. Yantra is defined as तत्र मनश्शरीर आबाधकराणि शल्यानि तेषाम् आहरणोपायो यन्त्राणि. So Shalya definition we have already seen, and the instrument which is means the thing that helps in the removal of that Shalya, that is termed as yantra. Tesham aharana upayo yantrani. Okay, the means of extraction of that object or foreign body is considered as yantra. Next is the types or number. It is told Yantra Shadam Egotaram. Yantra Shadam Egotaram means Shadam Egotaram means 101. So Yantras in number it is 101 in number. And also there is a reference that Shatam here means Asankheya. That is Yantras are innumerable in number. So there is another class means numbering told. One is Yantras are 101 in number, and another one is they are Asankheya. They are innumerable. And the yantras are divided into certain types. So it is divided into 6 types, namely Swastika, Sandamsha, Tala Yantra, Nadi Yantra, Shalaka Yantra, and Upayantra. And again, these individual yantras are of certain types. Swastika Yantra are 24 in number, Sandamsha 2 in number, Tala Yantra 2 in number, Nadi 20, Shalaka 28, and 25 Upayantras are being mentioned under the types. Next is which is the Pradhanatama Yantra or which is the important Yantra. It is told that Yantrashadamekottaram atra hastameva pradhanatamam yantranam avagacha kim karanam yasmat hastadride yantranam apravrittireva tadadinatvat yantrakarmanam. That is, as told, yantras are 101 in number, but among that also it is told hasta is the pradhanatama. Why? Because hasta is needed to control these different yantras or to hold these yantras. Hasta is needed, and hence hasta is considered as the important pradhanatama yantra. Also it is told that for proper functioning of yantra there should be a skilled person. So in both ways it can be taken. And apart from this, among the yantras told 101 yantras, It is told that Kankamukha Yantra. So Kankamukha Swastika Yantra is considered as the Pradhana Yantra. So this is the important Yantra, Hasta and Kankamukha Yantra. Next is the materials used for the preparation of Yantra. It is told Tani Prayasho Lauhani Bhavanti Tat Pratirupakani Va Tadalabhe. That is mainly these yantras have to be made using loha. Loha means pancha suvarnadaya. That is swarna, rajata, tamra, kamsya and loha can be used for the preparation of yantra. And if it is not available, tadalabhe, if it is not available, then we can go with venu, danta, shringa, other materials. While selecting the materials, it should be noticed that whether it will serve the purpose. So mainly it is prepared of loha, that is pancha suvarnadaya, swarna, rajata, tamra, kamsya and loha. And if it is not available, we can go for venu, danta, shringa, daru, vriksha, etc. Next is devising of yantra. Means by means with what help we should devise these yantra. These yantras should be designed. Okay. It is told tatra nana prakaranam vyalanam mruta pakshinam mukher mukhani yantranam parashah sadrishani. That is uh, based on the different animals and birds mukha. That is the in olden days we can see it is the all the references are based on the common things seen in the environment or in the local things. With the local things it is explained so that it is easy to understand. Now we can see that the instruments and all they are named based on the inventor or those who have devised it. Based on that the names are given, but in olden times when we just notice that we can see it is in a more correlatable manner, that is which we see in the day to day life. With that correlation the naming is done. So similarly here the yantras are devised based on that similarity, that is based on the sadrishya. First one is tasmat tat sarupya, that is with the similarity with the faces of different mriga means different animals as well as the pakshi different birds. The yantra is being devised. First one is sarupya. Sarupya means that sadrishya with the vyala pashu pakshi mukha sadrishya. Next is agamat. Agamat means from the shastra, from the samhita, whatever it is told, with that references. In shastra it might be already told how the yantra should be made, how what all materials should be taken. With that reference it should be made. Third one is upadesha. Upadesha means vruddha vaidya upadesha, that is a person who has learned or a person who is having great experience. From such a person advices can be taken, and with that advice we can devise the yantra. Next is anya yantra darshanat. Anya yantra darshanat means which with the other instruments, that is which is used for the household activities. If any type of instruments are there, seeing that similarity you can devise the yantra according to the our use. Next is yukti dasya. Seeing all these things, finally you should use the yukti, our own uh, knowledge or our own yukti to understand. That is based on the usage, everything we have to finally enter in a conclusion. So sarupya, agama, upadesha, anyantra darshana and yukti, these have to be used when devising a yantra. Next is yantra sampat. Yantra sampat samahitani yantrani kharashlakshnamukhani cha sudridhani surupani sugrahani cha karye. So yantra gunas are being told. Samahita means the measurement should not be in an imbalanced way. It should not be more, it should not be less. It should be samahita. There will not be any disproportion in the measurement. Next is Hara and Shlakshna Mukha. That is, it should not be, Hara means it should not be so rough. Shlakshna means it should be rough, and Shlakshna means it should be smooth. That is, according to the device, according to the function, it can be Khara and Shlakshna. It can be having serrated edge as well as it can be having smooth functional edge also, based on the utility. Khara Mukha and Shlakshna Mukha. Next is Sudridha. Sudridha means it should be Drida means here it is meaning that it should be having good quality material. The material to be selected should be having good quality. It should be very strong. Next is Surupa. Surupa means it should be having a less fearful appearance. That is, by seeing the device, it should not be frightening. That is Surupa. And Sugraha. Sugraha means it should be having a good handle. That is, while performing the procedure, it should be comfortable. Sugraha, it should be having good handles. So these are the Yantra Gunas. Next is Yantra Dosha. So already it is told Atistula. Atistula means already it is having a certain dimension. It should not be more than that. It should not be very stout. Then Asara. Asara here means it should not be made of Ashuddha Loha. Bad variety of material should not be used. Then Adidirgha Adihrasva. Same measurement, there should not be any disproportion. Agrahi, it is told Vikruta Mukha, that is distorted functional end should not be there. Then Vishamagrahi means Ekadesha Grahi, that is also a kind of dysfunctional ends. Next it is Vakra, it should not be crooked, it should not be crooked. Then Shidhila. Shidhila means uh, there will not be any stability. Okay, it will be Pidana Akshama. Akshama means loosely fitted yantra will be that. Shidhilata, it should not be loosely fitted. Then Atyunnata. Atyunnata means Uchrita Kila. That means there will be raised uh, connecting point. That Kila portion will be raised. If it is that, it is considered as a Yantra Dosha. Then Mrudu Kila, Mrudu Mukha and Mrudu Pasha means that also the handle, that connecting point as well as the edges, this will be mrudu, that is fragile in nature. If this is happening, that also is considered as yantra dosha. So the yantra doshas are when there is disproportion in the measurements. If there is fragility in the any parts of the yantra, then it is considered as uh, yantra dosha. And as well as the grahi, that is the functional end should not be distorted or dysfunctional. These all can be considered as yantra doshas if it is happening to the yantra. So they are 12 in number. Yantra sampat, yantra gunas were 6 in number and yantra doshas are 12 in number. This can be asked separately also. Okay, in exams, yantra dosha, yantra guna can be asked separately. Then it is about the Prashasta Yantra Lakshana. That is, which yantra can be used or when which yantra can be considered as good. Eter dosher vinirmuktam yantram ashtadashankulam prashastam bhishajanyayam tadhi karmasi yojayet. That is, eter dosher means the above said doshas. The doshas which I have told earlier, that should not, means the yantra should be devoid of those doshas. Such a yantra, and the yantra ashtadasha angula, the yantra which is having 18 angula in length, then this yantra can be considered as prashasta or it can be used for the procedure. So a yantra which is devoid of the doshas as well as which is having 18 angula length, this type of yantra can be considered as prashasta or it can be utilized for different procedures. Next is yantra karma. So yantra karma, separate meaning is being already given. Yantra karmani to Narghadana, Purana, Bandhana, Vuhana, Vartana, Chalana, Vivartana, Vivarana, Pidana, Marga Vishodhana, Vikarshana, Aharana, Anjana, Unnamana, Vinamana, Hanjana, Unmadhana, Chushana, Eshana, Dharana, Rujukarana, Rakshalana, Pradhamana, Pramarjanani, Chaturvanshati. 24 yantra karmas are being told. And Nirkhadana means with forcing up. That is, by forcing up, the shalya can be removed. So for that, any kind of yantra can be used. Then it is Purana. Purana means filling. Kailadi Purana. Okay. Then Bandhana. Bandhana means using Raju, etc. We have to tie. Vyuhana means displacing. That is Purthikarana. Means we have to displace the shalya which is lodged inside. Then it is Vartana. That is, if it is in a spherical manner, then we have to do the spherical movement. Then chalana. Chalana also is making some kind of movement so that the shalya is removed. Then vivartana. Vivartana means retraction. Vivarana means that is also something which is helping in exposing. Vivarana means exposing. Then pidana is compression. That is in case of some uh, pus collection inside, we will with the fingers itself we will compress, right? So that compression is mentioned here by the term pidana. Then marga vishodhana. Marga vishodhana means all those channels in the body, cleansing of those channels by different procedures. Then vikarshana. Vikarshana means drawing the shalya, that is in a pulling up way. Then aharana. Aharana means extraction only. Anchana is also pulling. Unnamana means elevating. Something which is depressed downwards will be removed by elevating. And vinamana means the opposite. Something which is exposed up is removed by depressing it. Then bhanjana means cutting. Unmadhana is churning. Then achushana is suction. That is dushtarakta, dushtasthanya, etc. We will remove those with the help of shringa, alabu, etc. That is the suction. Eshana is probing. Dharana is splitting. Then rujukarana means if a shalya is crooked and it is bent downwards, we have to straighten that. So that process, straightening, is called rujukarana. Then prakshalana means washing or cleaning. Then pradhamana is blowing. Then pramarjana is also wiping off. So these are the 24 yantra karmas. This is also important. It can be asked separately, yantra karma alone. So you have to by heart the shloka better so that the 24 karmas will be remembered. Next is description of each yantra. So first one is swastika yantra. The dimension, the use, etc. is already given in the notes. Just go through that. Today, now I will deal with the shlokas. And swastikam chadurangam pishtagadidam tadakritini chaduravayavani swastika yantrani uchyante. That is, swastika is the structure is mentioned like it is chaturanga. That is, it will be having 4 parts or 4 angas. 4 blades will be there, and it will, in the center it is connected. Pishtagadidam. So in the center it is connected, and that part is called the Keela. Tadakriti Chadravayani. So because of that Akriti, it is called Swastika Yantra. Okay. Then it is told Dakshinasya Bahor Vame Gamanam Vamasya Dakshine Riti Swastikada. That is, you can see the instrument. From the left side, it is moving on to the right, and next from the right side, it is moving on to the left. The path of the structures, the handles you can see. From one side it is ending in the next, and the same thing is happening to the opposite side also. Because of that structure it is given the name swastika. Dakshinasya bahor vame gama. That is, from the Dakshina bhaga it is moving to the Vama bhaga, and from the Vama it is going to the Dakshina bhaga. So it is given the name swastika. And it is told swastika yantrani ashtadasha angula pramana, 18 angula pramana, and different names of different animals and birds have been given, and based on that the yantra is defined. And it is told masura akriti bihi keelai ravabadhani. That is the keela means that connecting part, it is having masura akriti. That is the full gram shape it is having, that keela. Then mule ankushavad avrittavarangani, and the end, the handle, the end portion is told it is ankushavad. That is, it is having a semicircle shape. Mule ankushavad. Ankusha means uh, that hook like end it will be having. Ankushavat avrita varangani. In the varanga, in the handle, that end will be uh, angushavat. It will be having a semicircle. Then the use is told asti vidashta shalya uddharanatham. That is, it is used to remove the shalya which is penetrated into the asti. For the removal of such kind of asti vidashta shalya, swastika yantra is used. In modern terms, it can be correlated to artery forceps, mosquito forceps, tissue holding forceps, different kinds of forceps. Okay. And when we see the this type of Swastika Yantra description and today's instruments, we can see that certain enhancements have been advancements have been made. That is, it was told that Swastika Yantra at the end will be semicircular, and in the now the handle is like it is full round. Okay, and according to the different use, it have serrations, the functional length or the uh, tip have been changed. Those some advancement have been seen, right? Then next is Sandam Shendra. Sandam Shendra it is told Akradivahur Anguli Pranta Samagamakriti Sukshma Shalya Akshipakshma Pranadhi Mamsarohane Sanigraho Anigrahascha Sandamsho Shoda Shangulo Bhavataha Tvak Mamsa Sira Snayu Gata Shalya Udharanatha. That is, it is having two Vakrabahu. Okay, two curved ends or hands it is having, two parts it is having, and it is divided into two types based on the uh, connecting region, that is Sanigraha and Anigraha. Sanigraha and Anigraha means at the end part there will be a connection in one type and another type it will not be there. So based on that Nigraha, that connecting part, it is divided into Sanigraha and Anigraha Sandamsha Yantra, and it is told that its dimension is Shodashangula, 16 angula, and its use is told like Tvak Mamsa Sira Snayu Gata Shalya Udharanatha. The Shalyas which is located in the Tvak, Mamsa, Sira and Snayu. The level of penetration is that Tvak, Mamsa, Sira, Snayu. And for its removal, this Sandamsha Yantra can be utilized. And modern terms, it is can be correlated to the forceps, dissecting forceps like Adson's thumb forceps. Okay. Then next one is Talayantra. Talayantra, it is told Matsya Talavat Eka Tala Dvitalake. That is, Matsya Tala means palate of a fish, and the fish name is told Veduli Matsya. Veduli variety of fish, and its palate will resemble to that of Talayantra. And it is also divided. The type is told as two, Eka Tala and Dvitala. If it is having one tala, it is called Ekatala Talayantra, and if it is having two, that scoop-like portion, if it is having two talas, then it is Dvitala Talayantra. So based on the number of tala or the number of the end present, it is divided into Ekatala and Dvitala. And its use is told Karna Nasa Nadi Shalyanam Aharanartham. That is to remove foreign bodies from the Karna Nasa Nadi. Okay, and it is compared to different types of scoops. Volkmann scoops means to scoop the bony cavities or gallbladder scoop. According to that, it is classified. Next is Nadi Yantra. Nadi Yantra, it is told Aneka Prakarani. It is of different types. Next is Aneka Prayojanani. It can be utilized for different karmas. Ekado Mukhani, Upedo Mukhani. Based on the openings. That is, Ekato Mukha means it is opened at one end. Ubhedo Mukha means it is opened at two ends. Nadi Yantra means it is something which is uh, similar to tubular blunt instruments. That is, in the middle it is hollow. Madhya Sushirani. In the middle portion it is hollow like a tube. So such instruments are considered as Nadi Yantra. And if the tube-like instrument is having opening at one end, it is considered as Ekato Mukha. And if it is having opening at two ends, it is divided as Ubhayato Mukha. So that is the classification. And its functions are told. Even though it is told Aneka Prayojanani, but it is more clearly told like Tani, Strodogata Shalya Udharanartham, Roga Darshanartham, Achushanartham, Kriya Saukaryartham Cheti. First is Shrotogata Shalya Udharanartham. Means if any Shalya is present inside a Srotas or in any channels, for the removal of such Srotas, it can be, for the removal of such Shalyas present in the Srotas, it can be utilized. This Nadi Yantra can be utilized. Next is Roga Darshanartham. Roga Darshanartham means for the help of diagnosing. Like different kinds of speculums is used nowadays. So that is the purpose. Roga Darshanartham, to examine. Okay. Next is Achu